Yo, it's Guido coming at you with the Tactics Talk. Welcome back, guys. How'd you like the new intro? Pretty cool, huh? Pretty cool. Fishrokk in his Hellcat, Tier 6, with his clanmate, Nagurski. They are here on, whatever, Overlord. This is called Overlord. I almost got it before I had to look at it. Spawned into the North, standard battle. And he is a Hellcat down 2 tiers, which is not too bad for a Hellcat. He's going to head over here to the northeast and start working this ridge line. He sent this to me saying, you know, I'm starting to learn this stuff, starting to figure it out. And he has a really nice game here with this Hellcat. As far as staying in the game and helping to ensure the win, he definitely does that. So we're going to talk a little bit about some of the things he does and see if we can't help Fishrokk out just a little bit. The good news is that he wins this thing. First thing I would say is, I don't know about this position. Your clanmate, let's see if he, nice job aiming for the weak spot, just didn't get it on the little hatch right there. Nagurski is over in that spot as well as a JP2. There is another bush. The Udes took a hit being in it, but he shot a scout that was very close. There's another bush right there that you can use. The other opportunity here, and although you're going to do a really nice job with the Hellcat hanging in the back and being a supporting tank, you can actually go up to that ridge. Now, I'm going to talk about that shot that you took there. It was done in third person and zoomed out pretty far. I might have zoomed in just a little bit more to help kind of QC and tighten up that aim right there. You are going to have some issues with your gunnery, and that was just one example. We'll touch on them as we go. And the good news is the T-50-2 dies, and we don't have to worry about it. One of the things about sitting on this back ridge right here and getting spotted is if they have artillery, that can be extremely painful. The good news is they don't. So hopefully you were thinking about that, because you really do hang out in one spot here. And you tend to get spotted because you're not using any bushes as you come up and over. So we're sitting here looking for shots, trying to figure this thing out. And there's that guy. I thought you maybe missed that he was there for just a little bit. That gunnery works out, and you're aiming right for his upper plate, and you haven't pressed 2. So you fired just off to the left there. I'm not really sure what happened there. Happens to me sometimes too. I kind of jerk the hand. And talking about now shooting straight into the hole of a jumbo with a 160 pen. I believe that's what it is on the Hellcat. Yeah, you're going to struggle big time pinning that guy. So either aim for the turret or get yourself some 2 going on. You'd have a better chance taking on that jumbo. Pantera's hanging out over there. We're kind of following him. Now I want you to watch what you do with your camera here and your aim. We are just following the Pantera. We just followed him. We saw him going from left to right, and we know, at least we should know, that there is an opening coming up right here. I'd have zoomed in enough to keep track of where he is, so put him on that part of the camera and watch him come to your aim point, which would in this case be here. So he's over here, bring your aim point. Avoid taking him off your camera though, because if he changes direction, that's hard to see. So you want to zoom out enough that you can see him. You don't want to be like this, trying to lead fire him, but something like this, or maybe here, where he is still on your screen, but you're waiting for him to come through that open spot right there. And we just missed that shot, so we whiff it with a little bit of gunnery issue right there. And I think if you'd have aimed in lead fire where he's going, try to anticipate that, you might have got a shot right there. I think you rushed that first one just a little bit. Maybe you're thinking he was going to start moving. Second one was nice, nicely zoomed in on the guy. Drop it right on him, and then I don't know really why you're pulling out right there, so to speak. You don't appear to be being shot at, so I think I would have hung out right there, waited for the reload, brought in the dispersion nice and tight, the circle nice and tight, and you'd have already fired by now and put a shot into this guy. As it is, you got to kind of come up, wait for it to zoom in. Weren't completely zoomed in, and RNG helped you out. And I don't know if you would have got another shot on him, but it would have been a lot closer than what that was right there. So again, gunnery, bit of an issue. Looking for a shot there. Not a bad attempt. Again, I would have been zoomed in a little bit more, I think, on that one, just to tighten up my aim. Same thing applies here as the T-29 crosses, and as a matter of fact, if I actually thought he was making a runner across that open spot, I'd have aimed low and taken a shot right about there, using the timing in my head of when he may have passed in front of that for a potential blind shot on that dude. Unknown if he actually crossed the open, but what do you have to lose at that point? You didn't have any other shots. Now this is a critical part of the game right here, and this is about where your team blows it. You and the JP are kind of hanging back. You've got an M4190, and you kind of decide to come up, and then no, okay, well, I'm going to back up. Nope, I'm going to go. I think I would have come up here and started to try to control this central area and maybe try to find these one-shots that are hanging out down here. Look to finish the T-29. Now, he's buggered off, so it's just these two one-shots. I would have definitely moved up a little bit earlier, go to the east side of the ridge, which is where about right here on E9 or so, and start working these bushes and see if I can't catch one of these guys being a little bit unwise. They're both on one shots. You've got some hit points to give, and your win or loss is kind of in the balance here. A lot of what's going to happen is going to depend on what happens to your two guys who are isolated. So right now you've got three guys over on the east, two guys isolated in the west, but the isolated guys are getting ganged up on, and you're not doing anything to relieve any pressure or to try to force the issue over here. Down goes one. Now you're getting behind. You're 7 to 9. More than likely that Churchill doesn't last long, but the M4190 does good work and gets one of them. And then you see this guy isolated, and this is a good plan right here. Come find him, see if you can't make him go away. There you go. Nicely bushed up. Looking for him, looking for him. Where'd you go? Cook off the binocs. Maybe he'll start moving. Don't quite see him, so you're going to move to the next ridge. I think this is a good idea. Maybe you'll find the Pantera or him somewhere out here. There he is. A nice broadside shot. I might have aimed a little bit more, let that zoomed in a little bit more, but it works out for you. RNG hooks you up. And then, again, I'd have moved across. But now you're in a bit of trouble, right? Because you were somewhat passive back here. They cleaned up everything over here. The Udez is actually way down there. And now you can't really control the middle without getting people coming around on you here. So I think this is a good idea to fall back. Ideally, you wouldn't have to if you could have got up there and take a couple more of those one-shots out. But now we've got to be a little bit defensive. From here, it's a bit interesting to me because while you're getting behind bushes, you're not exactly using them. My concern right now would be somebody coming up through here. I know the 4190 is watching, but they have quite a few tanks. And if they push across here and get up on this ridge and see you sitting here, you're not going to be long for this world. If you're going to get into this bush, I'd no kidding get into it and then see if I can't get shots on this Pantera. I'm not really sure what he's doing. I think he's trying to avoid the Udez and you guys at the same time. And he's found himself stuck in this little pit right here. And that's not going to go too well for him, I don't think. The King Tiger's a big problem. He's basically, what, 100%? Yeah, almost 100%. He's got a lot of hit points left. Pantera's droning around. The Udez is out in the middle. He's got a Sturv and the rest of them. And then here's another example, right? You've got the Udez is probably taking all of their attention. You, the T-37, and the M4190 are just going to hang out back here. There was probably an opportunity to work towards the middle and start coming in at them, but now that's over. The Udez is gone, so now they can all turn to you. Now they know they've got you isolated. They may not know whether or not you've moved down to the southeast, but they definitely know you're not on most of the west of the map. And that's why showing up with a fast tank like this somewhere else can often be a good deal. Maybe kill one or two of them and get out and then head back over here for defense. But we've decided to turtle up, and that's what we're going to do. So let's see how that works out for us. Moving a little bit forward. You are carrying binoculars. I'd be careful about sticking myself through the bushes. If you're going to use the binoculars, you need to stop and let them cook off. So I feel like you've got the right idea of where to move, but I think you're being a little tentative in some cases. Kind of got happy feet going on. You know, it's like the quarterback who can feel the pressure and he's starting to dance around just a little bit. Make a decision, go with it. Yeah, just stopped right there. Just let him cook off. And again, you are exposed on the left side. You do have tanks over there. But I think I would have more fully put myself in the bush right there. So we got this guy going. I might have snapped that just for giggles, see if you could make it. I think you might have been thinking he's going to come around. The poor JP2 is isolated, and all three of you are back in the corner completely unable to support. The 4190 might have a shot if he comes high, but down goes the JP as the Bulldog just overruns the poor guy. And now it's up to you in the 4190, and the Pantera gets lit. And this is a good deal right here. Nice job. He stops for some reason and dies. You got lit, so now they know where you are. They had an old light on you a while ago, but now they definitely know where you are right now. So this bush is a good bush. Two choices. Either this one right here, or I think I would have got up in this one right here. This one allows you to see a little bit more over towards the cap, and allows you to support the 4190. But I think he actually comes back and gets into that bush I just talked about. He swings back around. The T-37 has a good look along the A row, so you don't really need to watch that too much. And there you go. He's just lit him up, or maybe the 4190. So you come around the side here, and you're working the depression. So you get, that's just map awareness. You got to know that that's pretty steep. Either come wide or just come right up over top in the bush. I think wide right would have been best because that shields you from being seen by the ridge over there. The good news is your two buddies take them down real quick. So I can almost see you thinking, going, well, that guy's in that bush. I've got the 37 behind me looking down the A row. And maybe I can't quite get into that bush up forward. So you're going to make a compromise and look over this little ridge. And then start moving in towards this tree, which is giving a little bit of cover, not great. And now we've got a Tiger C coming in. And that was your shot you wanted right there. I'd have pickled right there because he's going to turn towards you a bit, and then all of a sudden he's got just enough angle to bounce it. Additionally, you're now facing a King Tiger C. I'd have hit 2 right there and gone with gold. This is where gold, you've done a nice job avoiding doing it, just using regular AP. But the game hangs in the balance. You might as well dab 2 right here and make sure you've got as much pen as possible on this guy. Got a Hellcat and a Bulldog, and those are going to be tricky. The Sturv, not so much, but if he moves up into the right spot, this is nicely done right here. You pick your shot. You low roll, that sucks. 212. Quite unfortunate. King Tiger takes a shot and misses. And you come back up, but you sort of forget that he's probably got buddies. And here comes this guy. And that's unfortunate. You just miss. I thought that was good prioritization. It would have been nice to kill him as he moved forward right there. But they've been able to move forward with some of their hit points, and now they're sort of stuffing you. This guy's going to peek up, and you miss and he hits. That is a bummer. 4190 still doing some good work, and you back out. All of a sudden, the Sturv S1 has 1 hit point, and we're going to come up here and duel with the Hellcat, and we kind of let him have that shot, right? That was an unwise poke. Because there's bushes over there, I would have done this before you did it. I would not have poked up on that Hellcat. Because the 4190 is able to get up in the bush and get the spots on that guy. He backed out, so he might have been seen. No, he's back into it. And I thought this was a great deal right here. You saw the King Tiger C. I would have investigated maybe a shot right here a little more. Turns out you didn't quite have one. And you're really going to go around the long way. And again, I don't think I necessarily would have done that. I would have come up on this ridge here because this guy's a problem, and if he gets in here too soon, you're going to have trouble taking both of them down. If you'd have cut left and come up that little ridge right there, you probably would have had a shot on the Hellcat, and I guarantee the Hellcat's more than likely looking at your 4190, and you just take a really long line. And it works out because the King Tiger does not push, and I think he's probably, because you weren't spotted, thinking that you're actually still on the other side of that ridge. So the long route ends up working out because they don't really have a good idea where you are. And I thought this was nice here. You just take a nice blind shot right into where he was, and down he goes. That was fantastic. And now the King Tiger's got to be saying, well, holy crap, how did that guy just die? He has no earthly clue that you're over here. Again, I'd have pushed up to him. Now you take that shot, he gets down to 73, and you back out. I would have actually tucked up under here and used this guy as a blocking, as armor, and that would have allowed your 4190. He can't fight both of you, so if he turns and comes after you, the 4190's got you. If he just keeps trucking at the 4190, then you've got him. What you do though is you back out and you almost basically give him a shot right here. I mean, look what happens when his turret turns toward you. This is a bit scary. I mean, he's actually got a shot. So if you'd have tucked up right here, he has no shot. And there you go. Woo, that was close. Thank goodness. I think you thought about it right there, and then you're thinking, well, I need to get some cover, and you go forward. So nice job, man. 1,415, 3 kills, 128 assists. I think you're doing the right things. You've got the right idea most of the time. A little bit late in the execution. Work on the gunnery. The zoomed out gunnery, I tend to zoom in a lot more than you do, and I think that works out a little bit better. And there's a couple cases where you sort of gave up shots by being a little bit tentative. And then a couple cases where I could see you maneuvering around looking for where you wanted to be, but not really making any actual decisions. Mostly just kind of scampering around with happy feet. However, nice job, man. Good job working with the 90 4190. Even the T-37 to some extent helped out sitting up in that bush back there. I don't know if you guys watched the chat, but it got a little gnarly between everyone in that 37. All right, man. Hey, thanks for sending that in. I do appreciate it. I hope that helped you out right there. Definitely well on your way. Hellcat's a great tank. You had a nice little game in that, especially considering the idea that you were there to help for the win at the end, and that's important. For everybody else, thanks for tuning in, and we will see ya.